Chapter 1, a crash course in sharing my message. When I woke up, Kevin was screaming, "Get out of the car, Brendan! Get out of the car!" I looked over from my seat on the passenger side of the car. Kevin was scrunched behind the wheel, screaming at me, trying to wrestle his way out of the smashed driver's side window. His entire face was covered in blood. We'd rounded the corner going 85 miles per hour. In the United States, that corner would have had a bright yellow sign with a U-turn shaped arrow, a warning sign indicating a sharp curve is coming up, so you'd better slow down. But we were in the Dominican Republic, on a newly paved road, no signs. And that corner was about to become a turning point in our lives. It turned out to be a blessing. For months I had been depressed and emotionally dead following the breakup with the first woman I ever loved. I was only 19 years old, but I felt adrift, like my life was over. We were high school sweethearts who had thought we might be married one day. But then we went to college together and she discovered beer and boys. I didn't pay enough attention and she cheated. It got ugly. I was so upset that when an opportunity came to work a summertime job a world away in the Dominican Republic, I jumped at it. Getting out of town to escape my problems and depression was not enough. I had to leave the country. So there I was in the Dominican Republic with Kevin, a friend from my hometown, helping out an entrepreneur we knew who sold trucking equipment. We were returning from a client's home around midnight. It was a dark, steamy Caribbean night. All the windows were down in our car, and Tom Cochran's "Life is a Highway" was blaring on the radio. As we sped down the road, flanked by the dark jungle on either side, with the humid air tunneling through the car, I felt a reprieve from my depression. The heaviness of my loneliness and sorrow diminished at the speed of sound. I closed my eyes, trying to forget that my soul felt dead. And I belted out that song at the top of my lungs. Then Kevin screamed, "Jesus, Brendan, hold on!" I opened my eyes and saw the headlight beams disappearing ahead of us, off the road into the darkness. Kevin grabbed the wheel, cranking to the right, desperately trying to negotiate the turn, but it was too late. The car fishtailed, lost traction, and spun off the road. I braced myself and thought, God, I'm not ready. I did not feel I had fully lived my life yet. It's odd how real and lasting that feeling was. The slow motion sense created by emergency was in full effect as we slid off the road. An urgent question went through my mind as we skidded into death's doorway. Did I live? Careening off the road, our car smacked into a little retainer wall built for irrigation. We flipped into the air sideways, and I felt the seatbelt forcefully lock me into place. Then I felt a strange weightlessness as we were flipping. My eyes were closed, but I saw them clearly. It was not like I thought it would be. I would have guessed I would see an omniscient viewpoint of my life, just like in the movies, where a reel of memories plays in slow motion and you see yourself growing up. I didn't see myself now. No little Brendan running around at all. But I see them. My friends and family are standing in front and to the side of me. They're singing around the cake on our living room table. It is my 12th birthday party. My mom is crying happily and singing joyously that silly song she sings on our birthdays. Then a different scene. It's my sister. She's swinging next to me on a swing set. Our eyes meet and she smiles her big, beautiful smile. Then more scenes. My life racing before me, experienced through my own eyes. All the scenes are moments when I'm surrounded by those I love. I do not feel like I'm in the moments, though they look so real, and I'm conscious that I'm flipping through the air in slow motion. I think of those I love and those who will miss me. A deep, powerful emotion of regret tugged at my mind. Did I love? The car hit the ground with a body-rattling crash, and I was knocked out. When I woke, I heard Kevin screaming to get out of the car. I looked over at him from my seat on the passenger side. He was scrunched behind the wheel, screaming at me and trying to get out of the car through the smashed window. He turned to me, and I saw a gaping wound on the right side of his head. His entire face was covered in blood. "Get out, Brendan," he said with panic as he slithered through the window. I didn't know if the car was on fire or what was happening, but Kevin's tone said enough. I looked to my right for escape, but the passenger side window frame was smashed. The whole roof and car was smashed down on top of me. My only escape was a narrow opening in front of me, what used to be the windshield. I pulled myself through that space, cutting my arms and legs and the skin on my stomach, and I stood somehow atop the crumpled white hood of the car. I saw blood oozing from my body over my feet in sandals onto the top of the car. I felt dizzy, distant. Slowly, life was draining away, and fear slid from my heart to my toes. I realized for the first time that life could really end. A weak and frightened energy then rushed through my body, and I wondered about the point of it all. I struggled through the thought and began to weep. Did I even matter? A dark haze obscured my vision, and I felt I was going to pass out. This is it, I thought. And then a shimmering sparkle at the end of the car's crumpled hood broke my trance. I saw a bright glint, a reflection of light in my blood that was spilling off the side of the wrecked car. I looked up and saw a magnificent full moon in the darkness of the sky. It was a magical moon, something unlike any I'd ever seen before. So close, so big, so bright, so beautiful. I felt lifted from the wreckage of my life and deeply connected with the heavens and the waves of blue streaking across in the night sky. There was no pain, no feeling, a nothingness of silence for a moment that I will never forget. And then slowly, a feeling of centeredness. I was not having an out-of-body experience. In fact, I never felt more connected to who I was. I felt a steadiness in my body and a sense of gratitude wash over me, an appreciation for life that today I still cannot describe. It was as if in that exact moment I looked up to the sky and God had reached down, comforted me, and handed me life's golden ticket, a second chance at life. Here you go, kid, the moment seemed to say. You are still alive. You can love again. You can matter. Now go on and get busy about it because now you know the clock is ticking. I remember looking into the sky that night, accepting that ticket and thinking, thank you. Thank you. I will earn this. A gratitude unlike anything I can describe entered my life, and it has never left. I felt tears run down my face, the good kind, and for the first time in months, my soul sang. This is a story I've learned to share with more detail, presence, and heart each time I've told it to audiences from around the world. Upon our return from the Dominican Republic, both Kevin and I survived, with our share of cuts and bruises and broken bones, but alive and well, thank God. Neither of us thought much about the accident. That might seem odd, but I've learned that all of us discount our experiences in life and rarely seek to find and share their meaning. In fact, when I returned to the United States and to college in Montana, I barely mentioned my accident except to close friends. I went on about life doing what you're supposed to do. Get a college degree, get some experience on a resume, position yourself for a career, and take a good paying job with a stable company. But in the middle of the supposed to-dos, there was something deep within me that wanted to share what had happened. Some part of me was still connected to that moment, and I wanted to share life's golden ticket with others. I wanted to tell people that at the end of your life, you're going to ask 3 questions, because those questions changed me forever and set me upon a path of passion and purpose. At the end of your life, you will want to know if you really lived your life fully. Your life, too, not the hopes and dreams of your parents or teachers or peers or spouse. You will measure yourself to see if you were vibrant and cheerful and present and alive enough. You will want to know if you took enough risks and played hard enough and dreamed big enough and fought valiantly enough to achieve your potential. You will want to know so much that it will ache in your bones, did I live? You will surely assess whether or not you cared enough and gave those around you enough attention and appreciation. You will ache to know who will you miss and who will miss you. You will see an epic movie, at least I did, of the times in your life when you were surrounded by love and friendship. You will question how open you were with your feelings, and your heart will demand, did I love? Finally, in your last moments, before the light has left you, a stirring deep in your body and in the forefront of your mind will wonder if there was a purpose to it all. You will question whether or not you lived a good life. You will want to know and sense and believe that you made a difference before you leave this world. Your soul will directly ask, did I matter? If any of this is true, I thought, if these are the three questions we will ask at the end of our lives, then I want to tell as many people as I can. Why not live your life so that you are happy with the answers to these questions when the end does come? Why not live so fully and presently in every moment that you always feel alive and energized by the gift of life? Why not live through your heart and love with such intensity and frequency that the movie you see at the end of your life is a stirring love epic? Why not care for others and seek to make a difference in others' lives as part of your everyday schedule and routine, that it's so ingrained in who you are that you know you mattered? When I shared these three questions with a few friends, to my dismay, many seemed interested but not transformed. But a few of them thought the questions profound and encouraged me to talk about my story and accident more. The truth was that I was afraid to. Deep down, I wanted to shout all of this from the rooftops. I wanted to focus people on what I thought was important. I dreamed about changing people's lives with this message, but when I awoke each morning, I had no idea how to bring the dream into the daylight. And there was all this work to do to get myself ready for a real career in a real world. Besides, who would want to listen to some young punk kid talk about the meaning of life? Who would listen even if I knew how to get my message out there? Surely I must be crazy. Luckily, I stumbled upon a mentor, someone who also seemed passionate about life. At a very early and fortunate time in my life, I caught a glimpse of the expert industry, and if I hadn't, surely my message would have died in my dreams. Chapter 2, Behind the Guru Curtain.